Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I'm completed.
Good morning, ma'am.
Oh, that's nice. 2 questions, right? I've given.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
2 bar
Completed.
graph and 1 I have told to finish the mean, mode, and median, and that also completed, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Good morning, children. Good morning. All right, children. Fine.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, I have found, I have seemed to have a doubt on the test, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
one question. Yes, ma'am. One question they have asked 2 times, ma'am. And the another they have asked to find the mean, ma'am. And I found, ma'am. And they asked what is the average. But I have put it twice the times. My answer does not match to the choices which they given, ma'am.
So
Oh,
let
they
me
have
just check.
given. Yes, ma'am. And one is the one number is fourth, ma'am. When when I change that 4 into 45, the answer matches in my choices, ma'am. But 45 is not given in the question, ma'am.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
Swati, yeah. I'll look into the questions and I'll do the changes. Yeah. I'll
yes,
just
ma'am.
look into it first and I'll see what it is. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I'll get back to you in the next class. Just ask me, remind me about this in the next class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. 2 questions, right?
Yes, ma'am. One question is repeated another time, and one question now I don't know about that one.
Okay, okay. Questions cannot be repeated because when I upload, there will be a message, like saying that it's a duplicate question. Let me see because I haven't. Let me look at the questions and then get back to you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. All right, children. So here we had to do this as homework. So we'll see this. So we have 200 students of 6th and 7th classes were asked to name their favorite color. Okay, 200 students of 6th and 7th classes were asked to name their favorite color so as to decide upon what should be the color of their school building. The results are shown on the following table. Represent the given data on a bar graph. All right. So bar graph is a pictorial representation. Bar graph is a pictorial representation. So this involves using rectangles, bars or rectangles. And the rectangles, they don't stick to each other. There is space. There is equal or even spacing between the rectangles. We'll see it in detail. So here, these are the favorite colors and the number of students who voted for the respective color. So 43 students want the school building to be painted red. 19 students want their school building to be painted green. 55 students want the building to be painted blue. 49 students want the school building to be painted yellow. And 34 of them want the school building to be painted orange. So students have given their choices. When you total this, you must get 243 plus 19 plus 55 plus 49 plus 34 should give us 200. Because 200 students have been asked this question. 200 students of 6th and 7th classes. So when you total up the number of students column, this column, when you add up all the numbers in this column, you must get 200. When you add up all these numbers, you must get 200. Okay. Now, these questions can be answered even without making the bar graph. That's a different thing. These questions, we have to make a bar graph. But the thing is, these questions can be answered even without using a bar graph. Now, let's see it as it is. Which is the most preferred color and which is the least preferred color?
Ma'am, blue is the most
Ma'am, blue is
preferred
the
color,
most.
ma'am, and green is the least favored color, ma'am.
Green is the.
Okay, correct. Okay, so since 55 students have asked chosen blue, 55 students have chosen blue. So the most preferred color is blue and the least preferred color is green because only 19 of them have chosen green. Okay. How many colors are there in all?
Since they ask how many, we have to write 5 colors, ma'am.
Okay, so 5 colors are there in all. And what are they? Red, blue, green, red, green, blue, yellow, and orange. All right. Now, all of you, do you have your graph book with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you, others, children? all of us have a graph book now with us.
Ma'am, it's in my bag, ma'am.
Yeah, please go get it.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm going outstation, ma'am. My graph book is in my home, ma'am.
Oh, you're not at home, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're traveling. Okay. If you cannot get it now, that's okay, fine. All right. So we this graph, even I'll make it on a graph book and share it with you. I couldn't keep it ready by the class today.
Ma'am, this question I have made it in a graph book only, ma'am.
Yeah. No, you are supposed to do it on a graph notebook. You are supposed to do it on a graph notebook. Even I wanted to do it on a graph book and share it with you. I couldn't do it on time. So I'll just explain today and I'll show you how the bar graph looks on a graph paper in the next class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now I'll just explain. Using this, I'll explain. Okay. All right, children, I hope you're ready. So you have to show the axis like this. Draw a horizontal line like this and a vertical line like this. Draw a horizontal line. This is how we start on the graph paper. You need to draw a horizontal line like this and a vertical line like this. Now what you do is, I hope all of us are following. On the graph paper, please draw a horizontal line like this and a vertical line like this so that they intersect. Now, from here, now you normally mark this 0, right? This one is 0, right? Isn't this 0?
The
What you
point
call
where they
this?
intersect.
1. The next centimeter, this is 1. Then this is 2. This is 3. This is 4. I'm just using these numbers now. You can't see the numbers here. So this is 0. This is 1. This is the next. See, we are using a centimeter graph. We are using a centimeter graph. So you can see, you can easily mark 0. You can mark 1 centimeter. From here to here is 1 centimeter. From here to here 2 centimeters. Meaning from here to here is 2 centimeters. This is 1 centimeter. This is 2 centimeters. Between these two, it is 1 centimeter. From here to here, it will be 2 centimeters. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes like that. Is that part fine?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay. Now what
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do here also see there's a lot of spacing between the bar graphs. I'll tell you there will be a slight change. What it doesn't. I'm not now here. What I'm trying to say is the spacing here from between the vertical line and the first bar graph. The spacing is this much. While here the spacing between two graphs looks too much. It should be uniform. You can give how much of a space you want between two rectangles, but it should be uniform. It should be uniform throughout. See, like if you choose to give 1 centimeter gap here, then between these two rectangles also there should be only 1 centimeter gap. See, in bar graphs, the rectangles, they don't stick to each other. They don't stick to each other. There is equal spacing between the rectangles. So I'm saying between this vertical line and the first rectangle, if you leave a space of 1 centimeter, then you should maintain the same everywhere. So here after, suppose now this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. 2 to 3, you should draw the next rectangle here. You must draw the next rectangle here. Make sure that the spacing is uniform. If you leave 2 centimeters here, then you must, that 2 centimeters gap must be maintained everywhere. But don't give 2 centimeters, that's going to be too much. 1 centimeter will do. So what you do is, I'll tell you, I haven't still spoken about the vertical line. I'll tell you this, I'm talking only about the horizontal line now. Along the horizontal line, you need to show these choices: red, green, blue, yellow, and orange. Now what you do is, this is 0. You don't have to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just telling you, you don't have to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is at 1 centimeter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and goes on like that. What I'm saying is 0 to 1 centimeter. Leave that gap. Leave that. Draw this rectangle. I'll tell you what should be the height of the rectangle. I'll tell you about that. Now from 0 to 1, leave that space. Start your rectangle at 1. Start your rectangle at 1 and finish it at 2. Start your rectangle at 1 and finish it at 2. Finish it at 2. I'll tell you, I haven't told about the height of the rectangle. Let me tell you that later. Then leave 1 centimeter gap, because here 0 to 1 centimeter gap. 1 to 2 you have drawn the excuse me, 1 to 2 you have drawn the rectangle. 0 to 1 gap. 1 to 2. See, you started at 1 and you finished at 2 rectangle. Now this 2 to 3, leave that gap. Leave the gap. 2 to 3. Now from 3 you start from 3 and you finish on 4. Start at 3 and finish on 4. That will be the next rectangle. Then 4 to 5, let there be a gap. 4 to 5, let there be a gap. Then start at 5 and finish at 6. 6 to 7, gap. Then start at 7 and finish at 8. Like that you must go. The idea is that the spacing must be uniform throughout. That's
Ma'am, equidistance.
Sorry?
Ma'am, an equidistance, ma'am, between the bars.
Okay, yeah, the bars must have the same distance. The distance between any two consecutive bars should be the same everywhere. The distance between any two consecutive bars should be the same everywhere. Now, when you put up that bar, right, under that you should write red. See this bar here, this bar or this rectangle. Under that, write red. Under the next one, write green. It's not that you must write it like this. You can also write it like this, horizontally, like the way we normally write. Write red here, green here. Under the rectangles, blue here. Under the rectangle, yellow. Under the rectangle, orange. Now, how tall must be your rectangle? For that, we'll go back to the table. So the least value is 19 and the highest value is 55. So that's all. We have numbers starting from 19 to 55. So we choose a scale of 10. When you do 2 to 3 graphs, you will understand. Now I cannot justify why 10 in the first graph itself. I cannot tell you why 10, why not 100, why not 200. So as we do a few graphs, you will understand. You can yourself make out that the scale should be taken like this. So in this case, the smallest number is 19 and the highest number is 55. So let's choose a scale of 10 along the y-axis. See, along the x-axis, no scale and all that. Along the x-axis. X-axis, what we do? We don't mark numbers. You should not mark 1, 2, 3, 4 on the x-axis. On the, let me not say x-axis for you now. Let me say the horizontal line. On the horizontal line, on this horizontal line, you should not mark any number. I'm repeating, this is 0. That next centimeter 1, no? So from 1, you start the rectangle and you finish it on 2. You should finish it on 2. Then 2 to 3, you should leave the gap. Then you should start at 3 and then finish it on 4. On 4. Then 4 to 5, space. Start on 5, finish on 6. Like that you must do on the horizontal line. Now, how tall should be the rectangle? Now, we saw the numbers, the range of the numbers. So on the vertical line, we'll take a scale of, a scale like this. 1 centimeter is equal to, now don't see this. I told you I'll work it and I'll share the working. Don't get confused with this one. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. Or 10 students also you can say, or in general 10 units. Why 1 centimeter? Because we are working with a centimeter graph. So 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, because we are working on a centimeter graph. So 1 centimeter is equal to, we're taking 10 units. 10 units. So that means we are marking like that. So this is 0. This is that next centimeter. There it's actually that from here to here is 1 centimeter, but we'll mark 10 there. Because we are taking 1 centimeter equal to 10 students. So from here to here is 1 centimeter. We'll mark that as 10. The next one 20. The next one 30. See, every consecutive centimeter, from here to here, this is 1 centimeter. So now after this is this marking. It will be in dark green, or I don't know, dark pink, whatever is the color of your graph book. So 0. This is the dark line. There you mark 10, the next dark line mark 20, the next dark line mark 30, the next dark line mark 40, 50, 60. Why we stopped at 60 is because we have only, I think the highest number is 55. The highest number is 55. So 60 will do. 60 will do. Because we don't have numbers beyond that. 55 is the last, the highest number. Now, so now children, now count and tell me between 0 to 10, between 0 to 10, how many lines do you see? How many small subdivisions you have? I'll ask somebody. Since all of us want to answer, let me ask somebody. Just count the lines and have it in your mind. My question is, I'll just repeat my question. My question is between this 0 and 1, that is, we have marked 10, that immediate centimeter, between this dark line and this dark line, how many subdivisions are there? How many smaller lines do you see between 0 and 10, or 0 and this 1 centimeter? That is the question. Please count the small lines between those two dark lines. Anywhere you can count. Take 2 consecutive dark lines. 2 consecutive dark lines, one after the other dark lines. Between them, how many thin lines do you find?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Shall I say?
Yes. Anugrah?
Ma'am, in
Okay,
between
Anugrah,
0 and 10, we have 10 numbers, ma'am.
no, darling, count the number of lines we have. Between 0 and 10, how many lines?
Ma'am, 10, ma'am.
No, I said between.
Ma'am,
9 subdivisions. 9.
9, ma'am.
All of you you didn't get my question
Ma'am,
correct.
it's 8, ma'am. You told that the same between, ma'am. So we should not include 0 the line and
Yeah,
10 the line, ma'am.
not include. Yeah, you should not. Now
8,
let's
ma'am.
I'm just waiting for some more time. No, I don't know if the answer is 8, 9, or 10. I'm just waiting. I did not acknowledge any answer.
Ma'am, it is 8 only, ma'am.
Okay, somebody says 8, some says 9, some say 10.
Ma'am, we have to declude 0 and 10, ma'am.
No, I don't know. Between 0 and 10, I said. My question is between 0 and 10.
Ma'am, I support 8 lines, ma'am.
Okay.
Me also 8 lines, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, got one doubt, ma'am.
No, we haven't this actually finalized the number of divisions. Okay, what's your doubt?
No, ma'am, you asked it from 0 to 10 now, ma'am.
No, I didn't say from 0 to 10. I said between 0 and 10.
Yes, ma'am, then it will come 9 only, no, ma'am.
No, that's what we haven't still confirmed that. We are still discussing on that. Yes. Okay, so children, now between 0 and 10, all of you look into your graph notebook. Okay, so after 0, you will have 1. Now, between these two dark lines, in the middle, there goes another line, right? Between these two dark lines,
Yes, ma'am.
between 0 and 1, there will be a dark line indicating 5. So after 0, you will have thin lines. One after 0, I'm saying. Now we have marked 0 and the next centimeter is 10. So we are learning how to read the subdivisions between them. Okay, now we are at 0. We are at 0. So the next thin line is 1. The next thin line is 2. The next thin line is 3. There is another thin line, 4. Now you have come to that middlemost line, which is 5. Yes or no, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
See, now let's do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at your graph notebook. You have marked 0 somewhere. Somewhere you have marked 0. After that, there's a thin line. That is 1. After that, another thin line, 2. Then 3. Then 4. These lines are thin. Then you have a dark line in the middle, which is 5. So after 0, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 thin lines. After 0, you have thin lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you come across this middle line, which is slightly dark, which is 5. Correct? All of us agree?
Yes, ma'am.
No, see, still 8, 9, 10, we have not understood. We have not come to that now. I'm not saying 8, I'm not saying 9, I'm not saying 10. Let's see what. All of us now will tell the same answer. One answer we'll say. Again, from the beginning, we have marked 0. One dark line, we have marked 0. After that, above it. After that meaning above it. Okay, let me say above it. Above it, what you see is there's a thin line after 0. Above 0, there's a thin line, which is 1. Then above that, 2, 3, 4. These are thin lines. 1, 2, 3, 4 are thin lines. Then after 4, you see a middle line, which is slightly dark, which is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that middle line, which is 5. So we have 5 lines now already. We counted, no? So after 0 only we counted. After 0, we said 1, 2, 3, 4 thin lines, then middle line 5. So 5 lines we have now. Then after that middle line, again we have thin lines. 6, 7, 8, 9. These are thin lines. 6, 7, 8, 9 are also thin lines. After 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thin lines. Then the dark line is 10. Now tell me how many lines you have between 0 and 10.
Ma'am, 8 lines.
How many we marked now, children? We marked 1,
9.
2, 9.
9 lines.
Lines. 9
9.
lines, ma'am.
Now we just mark. No, see, between means don't include 0, don't include 10. We are saying between. When we say from 0 to 10, that's a different thing. From 0 to 10 means you should include 0, you should include 10. From 0 to 10, you must include 0 and 10. Okay, how many colors are there between red and orange? How many colors are there between red and orange on the graph?
Ma'am, 3 colors.
3 colors. Between red and orange, 3 colors. 1, 2, 3. Because you should not include red, you should not include orange. Between red and orange, there are 3 colors, green, blue, and yellow. How many colors are there from red to orange?
Ma'am, it's 5 colors because we did not include the word between.
So when we say from red to orange, you should include red, you should include orange also. From red, so including red, till orange, from red to orange, that means you should also include orange. So from red to orange, we have 5 colors. No, I'm saying with respect to these colors here. I'm talking with respect to these colors here. From red to orange, we have 5 colors. Between red and orange, we have 3 colors. So when we say between, you should not include the extremities. You must not include red. You must not include orange. So similarly, children, between 0 and 10. So I told you this is 0 and the next centimeter, this is 10. Don't go 10 somewhere above here. No, that immediate centimeter is 10. Mark 10. That immediate centimeter, the dark line. After this dark line, you'll get a dark line above. That is 10. Between that, we have 9 divisions. Those 9 divisions are the thin divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4 thin divisions. Then the dark one, which is 5, which runs in the middle. And then above that, you have 6, 7, 8, 9. And then again, the dark one, which is 10. So between 0 and 10, we have 9 divisions. Between 0 and 10, we have 9 divisions. Now, again, we have 9 divisions still. 9 is the answer. We have 9 divisions. And they are called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 lines we have. Between 0 and 10, we have 9 lines. And those lines, okay, now let's read the lines between 10 and 20. We'll read the lines between 10 and 20. So 10 and 20, after 10, the thin line is 11. Above that, the thin line is 12. Above that, the thin line is 13. Above that, the thin line is 14. Then in the middle, you'll see a slightly dark line, that's 15. You must not be looking at the screen, you must be looking into your book. I told you I could not prepare the graph by today. Otherwise, I would made the graph and explained using the graph, my graph. I'm sorry for that. So I'm just trying my best to tell you. So 10, after 10 is 11, 12, 13, 14 thin lines, and the dark line is 15. Then above 15, we'll have 4 lines, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll have 4 lines, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then the main line, 20. So this is how you will be reading. This is how you will be finding the values along the vertical line. Now your rectangles, yes.
Ma'am, if it is from if it is from 10 to 30, will there be 29 lines?
No, but why this doubt?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. You told that from 10 to from 0 to 10, you told 9, no, ma'am.
No, I
And
didn't say
10.
it is there. No, I didn't say it's there. You also check, no?
Yes,
Maybe you're
ma'am.
convinced. No, you're not convinced. I'll wait for you. Please, because you can keep checking the lines between 10 and 50, 10 and 60. Your doubt is because you're not convinced with the, see, because we're starting from 0. Your answer can be 8 when we start from 1. Between 1 and 10, it's 8. This is between 0 and 10. So you're starting with 1, right? It's between 0 and 10. Because that 0 is there, you're starting with 1. So we get 9 lines. If it was from 1, you'll have only 8 lines. So since we are starting from 0, okay, now tell me how many numbers are there from 0 to 10? From 0 to 10, how many numbers? Leave the graph.
10, ma'am.
Leave the graph. Leave the graph. In general, I'm asking you. How many numbers? How many whole numbers
10
are there
numbers.
from 0 to 10? From 0 to 10?
10 whole numbers, ma'am.
Please count using your fingers. Please count using your fingers, children. From 0 to 10, how many whole numbers?
11 whole numbers, ma'am, because we include 0 in it.
Yeah, we include 0 also because we're starting from 0. From 1 to 10, we have 10 numbers. From 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, we have 10 numbers. From 0 to 10, we have. So we think it is 8, but it's one more 9 because that is in the case of the graph here. Because we start from 0. I said between 0 and 10. So between 0 and 10. So you start only with 1, right? So 1 and less than 10 is 9. So there are 9 lines. That's because we're starting from 0. I understand that. I can understand what's happening in your mind. But clarify that. Because even if we discuss from 10 to 30 or 10 to 40, you will still have a feeling like how it can be 9 when it should be 8. So you now count. Now when we counted from 0 to 10, we feel 10 numbers because still 10, right? But you're counting from 0, so there'll be 11. When you count from 1 to 10, you'll have 10 numbers. Okay, so it's just about counting the numbers, counting the subdivisions between the two numbers.
Yes, ma'am. When we count the line also, we get only 9 lines, ma'am. From 0 to 5, there is 5. And from 5 to 10, it is 4 lines, ma'am. We didn't
Correct.
include that.
Correct. From 0. No, you said from 0 to 5. Yeah? Between 0 and 5, you're saying?
Between, ma'am.
Yeah, between 0 and 5, there'll be 4 lines. Between 0 and that middle line, there'll be 4 lines. And between the 5 and 10, there'll be again another 4 lines. Okay, fine. So now the height of the rectangle, children. So the red rectangle, meaning the rectangle which stands for red, should be 43 units tall. So see here, it should represent 43 students. Red should represent 43 students. So how tall should your rectangle be? After 40, for that small line, 41, 42, 43. Till that, it should be that tall. You can see 43 on the vertical line. This is 40, 41, 42, 43. You can see 43 there. You wouldn't have marked 43, but you should be those small divisions, 1, 2, 3. So it should be that tall. Your rectangle should represent a height of 43 students, height equal to 43 students. Your rectangle should represent a height equal to 43 students. Yeah, I didn't tell you that the vertical line stands for the number of students. The vertical line. So we have two things given to us on the table. One is a favorite color and the other is a number of students. We take the favorite color along the horizontal line. We take the favorite color along the horizontal line and this one number of students along the vertical line. Vertical line. You can write here. You can write favorite color here. When I do the graph, I'll show all that. So you should write favorite color here. And what is this number of students here? So write the favorite colors and then the height of the rectangle should represent these numbers. 43. Now we learned how to read. Now 19. 19 is a line just below 20. Just below 20, that line is 19. So your rectangle should be that tall. The green rectangle should be that tall. So that number, that frequency should be taken along the vertical line. The frequency should be taken along the vertical line. And that information, the data is about something that should be taken along the horizontal line. And here the scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units or 10 students. 1 centimeter, children, you must write 1 centimeter is equal to, because we are working on a centimeter graph. So 1 centimeter, actually it is 1 centimeter here, but we have taken 10. Actually after 0, this one is only 1 centimeter, but we have marked 10. So 1 centimeter is equal to, we have taken 1 centimeter as 10 units, or you can write 10 students also. 1 centimeter represents 10 students. Actually, after this 0, we should mark 1 here and 2 here. But we have taken 10. How from 0 suddenly this is only 1 centimeter, this gap. How we have taken 10? That's because we have chosen that scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 students or 10 units.
Ma'am,
Make the rectangles. Just 1 minute. I hope you can, if you have any questions regarding the height of the rectangle, please ask me, children. The spacing I told you here, it looks a little more. Here it looks a little more. I told you maintain equal spacing from here to here. Excuse me. From here to here, if you maintain 1 centimeter, maintain the same thing everywhere. Maintain the same thing everywhere. This looks a little more. This looks a little more here. So if you're maintaining 1 centimeter, please maintain the same throughout. Yeah. Yes, I think that was Swati. Yes, Swati.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, here we have drawn the favorite colors in the horizontal line and the number of students in the vertical line, oh, ma'am. Can it be vice versa?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Draw.
This is, yeah, this is a vertical. Yeah, this bar graph itself is called a vertical bar graph. You can also make a horizontal bar graph.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but the most preferred bar graph is a vertical bar graph where the rectangles stand vertically like this. So if you take these colors on the, okay, let me say that to the class. So children, this one, what you see here is a vertical bar graph because the rectangles are standing vertically like this. This is a vertical. Bar graphs are of 2 types, but we have only vertical, meaning not that we have, but we prefer the vertical bar graph, I can say. Vertical bar graphs are preferred over the horizontal bar graphs. Though both are equally, meaning nothing is less or not, you cannot compare the two. Both are equally, both will equally help you to, conclude or interpretations. All that can be done equally well with both. Nothing is better or something, but it's a conventional one. This is more preferred, that's all.
Yes, ma'am.
So this one is a vertical bar graph. Vertical bar graph because the rectangles are standing tall like this, they are vertical. So if we take this information, red, green, blue, yellow, and orange along this side, and when we take the numbers along this side, then your rectangles will look like this. It will be like this. They'll be like sleeping. The rectangles will be like sleeping like this, meaning they'll be horizontal. They'll be horizontal. All these rectangles will be horizontal. So bar graphs are vertical bar graphs and horizontal bar graphs. Vertical bar graphs are preferred over the horizontal bar graphs. How to get horizontal bar graphs? Just extend the information, right? Take these numbers along this side and these colors along this side. Then when you make the rectangles, they'll be horizontal. They'll be horizontal.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the graph you compare once I share, supposing I finish before the class on Friday, maybe I'll just share it on WhatsApp with you all. If I finish it before Friday, I'll share it on WhatsApp, check it. Otherwise, I'll show it to you. I should show it to you in the next class. Shouldn't delay beyond that. So that's about a bar graph, children. And I told you the questions can be answered with the help of a bar graph or even without it. So yeah, why I was mentioning that is, be very careful. Sometimes the table is given. Only if you're asked to make the bar graph, you must make. See here, answer the following questions with the help of the bar graph. If the table and these questions are given and there is no mention that you have to make a bar graph, don't do. Only if you're asked to make the bar graph, you should do it. So there should be that question somewhere. So see here, answer. It's not directly make a bar graph, but with the help of a bar graph, answer these questions. With the help of a bar graph.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So only if there's a mention in the question to make a bar graph, then you should make it. Otherwise, you can just answer the questions from the table. Okay. So the answers we saw. So it's going to be the same. We'll see the next one, children. Yeah, see, this class, all of us are enthusiastic. All of us want to answer, but sometimes some of us are quiet because somebody else is answering. So let me call out the names. Your enthusiasm to take part is highly appreciated, children. But just that all of us should get equal chances. Let me call out a student and ask him or her to answer. Just in case they are not able to, I'll pass the question to somebody else. Yes, I have a few questions to ask. Go through the table. I'll just have some water and get back, children. 1 minute. All right, children. So Matthew will answer this. What details must be mentioned along the horizontal line, Matthew? You will be considering two lines to make the bar graph. You will draw two lines intersecting each other, one horizontal and one vertical. What information should be reflected along the horizontal line?
Ma'am, their name.
Names. All the 6 names, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And along the y-axis, Matthew, what is the scale you would choose?
Ma'am, for this one, ma'am.
Yeah, for this table, what is the scale you would choose along the vertical line? 1 centimeter will be equal to how many units? Look at the numbers.
Ma'am, 10, ma'am.
10, is it? Okay. Now you have to look at the numbers. The numbers are 450, 500, 300, 360, 400, 540. So Matthew, okay. Now when we take up 10, what happens is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. No, we have to go up to 500. Don't you think then it will go beyond the bounds of the graph paper?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cannot choose 10. For the numbers we have in this table, we cannot choose 10.
50.
50. Okay. When you take 50, how will it look like? First centimeter will be 50. Next one?
100. 150. Ma'am?
Yes, I'm listening. Yeah.
150, 200, 250,
Okay.
300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550.
No, 450, 550 will do. Then you can just mark 600.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, there is one consideration. The bar graph should not be very tall or very short. The rectangles, should not be very small, nor they should be very tall. So what is an alternate scale? Anugraha, what's an alternate scale? Thank you, Matthew. Anugraha, what is an alternate scale you can take? Okay, 50, 100 is fine. But do you think now when we take 50, 100, 150, 200 to represent 540, how many centimeters will be used up? Okay, going back to Matthew. How many centimeters will be used up, Matthew? To get 550, to get 550.
Ma'am, 550.
At the first centimeter, you will mark 50. Then at 2, you will mark 100. At 3, you will mark 150. At 4, you will mark 200.
Yes, ma'am.
So at the 10th centimeter, you will mark how much?
500, ma'am.
500. Then the 11th one, you will mark
550.
550. So you can imagine it will be that tall. Your rectangle will be that tall. It's fine. You can take. It's not that you should not take. You can take, but it will be a little tall. Your rectangle will be tall. There is an alternate scale. Let's ask Anugraha. Can you think of an alternate scale, Anugraha?
1 unit is equal to 100.
One unit is equal to 1 centimeter, not 1 unit, 1 centimeter, because it's a centimeter graph. 1 centimeter is equal to, you can say 100 marks. 1 centimeter is 100 marks. So you can say 1 centimeter, always 1 centimeter is equal to 100 marks or 100 units.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So in that case, it will be, how will you mark? 100,
200, 300, 400.
Yes, ma'am.
500 and 600. Okay. So this might look a little not very tall. Both the scales are fine.
Medium sized bar graph, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Whether 1 centimeter 50 units or 1 centimeter 100 units, both are acceptable. It should not be very tall. Now we cannot take 10. Now when we take 10, 20, 30, 40, first there is no space in the paper to work. If you take 10, 20, 30, 40, you cannot mark 500, 540 and all that in the graph paper. So we cannot, that is completely ruled out. 10, 20, 30, 40, that is 1 centimeter, 10 units is completely ruled out. We may consider 50 or 100. You can consider 50 or 100. Now let's understand how to read the subdivisions. Whether it is 50 or 100, we'll understand how to read the subdivisions between them. Okay. Now for this,
Ma'am, between, if we take a scale of 0 and 100, between them also we can say that they have 9 lines only, no, ma'am?
yeah, 9 lines. See that lines, I'm counting from the book. So that is going to be fixed. That will not change. 9 lines only. I'm saying the lines which we see on the paper. Yeah, I'm not saying that they should be called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That first line will be called 10 sometimes. That first subdivision may be read as 10, maybe read as 20. I'm just saying the count of the lines. I'm not saying that after 0, you must read that first line as 1 always. That first line will be read 1, will be read 10, will be read 20. That depends on the scale we choose. There are 9 subdivisions. The number of lines 9. But what will be the value for every line? That depends on the scale we choose. That every of the 9 lines, every line, what value we give to every line, that depends on the scale we have chosen. Now we'll understand that. Now all of you look into your graph notebook. There's nothing on the screen. Please look into your graph notebook. Simply look between, just look between 2 centimeters. That's all. You can just make a rough vertical and horizontal line. Mark 0 and see the vertical line. And see the vertical line. I'm saying this line. Just mark 0 here. Don't see this graph, children. Look at, just listen to what I'm saying. You're marked 0 here, right? You're marked, now this is called 100. So let me explain 100, then explain 50 also. I'll explain 50 also. You can take 50. Let me explain that also. Now, because it's 100 here, let me tell you what it is. Are we ready, children?
Ready, ma'am.
Okay. So what you're going to learn is how to read the subdivisions. Maybe at the end of the discussion, you will understand what we are trying to understand. Now, this is 0. And after this, that first centimeter, above this, the first centimeter, you have marked 100. Okay. Now, there are 9 lines here. There are 9 subdivisions. See, this is 0, children. This is 0. And that next centimeter, you have marked, above this, you have marked 100. Okay, now between them, there are 9 lines. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big line 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this number which is marked, this line which is marked 100. Now, children, when you take a scale of 100, that is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 100 marks. The scale, that number is 100. Always divide that by 10. Always divide that by 10. What do you get? 10. Whatever scale you've chosen, divide that value by 10. Always divide that value by 10. What do you get? 100 by 10. 100 by 10 is 10. See how many divisions we have between this and this is 9 only. That is a different thing. Leave that. I was just trying to tell you that there are 9 subdivisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that main line again. That's all. That discussion is over. Leave that. Now this is something else. Now when you take the scale as, when this is the scale, 1 centimeter is equal to 100 marks or 100 units, whatever. The number is 100. Always divide by 10. Always divide by 10. 100 by 10 is what? 10. Now, sometimes what happens, human mentality, we start thinking beyond what I'm explaining. What is she trying to say? I'm getting confused. Understand what I am saying. That's enough. If what I've just finished is understood, that means you've understood. Don't think beyond that. Now scale 1 centimeter is 100. What is that? 100 marks, children. Is that fine? 1 centimeter is equal to 100 marks. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Fine, ma'am.
Take the number 100 from that. Okay. Say okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Divide by 10. Always divide that scale by 10. So what do we get? What is 100 by 10?
10.
10. Now we have to we'll now like check if we know the tables of 10. So what are the multiples of 10? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Now we are going to tell tables of 10, multiplication tables of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 100 by 10. Why 100? Because in the scale we have taken 100. So 100. Always divide by 10. So 100 by 10 gives us 10. The answer is 10. 100 divided by 10. The answer is 10. Now 10 tables. Multiplication tables of 10. 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20, 10 threes are 30, 10 fours are 40, 10 fives are 50, and so on. Now come back to the vertical line, children. This is 0. The first subdivision is read as 10. 10, not 1, 10. The first subdivision is 10. Now keep 9 fingers. See, children, you all said that there are 9 lines, right? So for every line, you should give a value, correct? There are 9 lines. See, every line in the graph must take some value. Now this line takes the value 0. This line takes the value 0. This one takes the value 100. At this point, you have marked 100. At this point, you have marked 0. Now between them there are 9 lines. To every line you should give a number, right? Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am. The value of
Yes,
each
ma'am.
line should be there, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this one is 0. This line you marked 0, and then the next centimeter you marked 100. Between them there are 9 lines. Now each of the 9 lines should assume some numerical value. Then only you can make the rectangles. Okay, so now you can use 9 fingers. If you cannot see, look into the graph book, it's very close and it looks blurry, you've been staring into the graph book. If it's looking blurry, you can use your fingers. You all know now there are 9 lines. You all now know there are 9 lines. So the first line is 10. The second one is 20. The third one is 30. The fourth one is 40. The fifth one in the middle is 50. 50. So after 0, the first subdivision you should say 10. The next one 20. Next one 30. Tables of 10. Next one 40. Then that middle line, a little dark line, is 50. And above 50, 60. Above that 70. 4 lines are there. After 50, there are 4 lines. So 60, 70, 80, 90. Over, 4 lines over. Now this main line 100. So see here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that middle line, 60, 70, 80, 90, and the main line 100. Do we understand?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can we also multiply this 10 with 9 and then also we get 90 only, no, ma'am?
10 with?
9, ma'am, because there are 9 lines.
And how will you get the number 10?
Ma'am, while dividing 100 by 10, we get it as 10, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the value of each will be 10 and there is totally 9 lines. And to find the value between 0 and 100, we can multiply it with 10 and 9, no, ma'am.
No,
And
you
then
don't
also
even have to multiply. Now that you've understood, when you look itself, you can understand. Now, when you say 90, you won't even do that work. Below 100 is 90. When we say 50, you know the middle line is 50. When we say 40, you know the line below 50 is 40. Once you tell yourself this, it's graphical, right? So that image is just stored in your mind. You will not, now you don't even have to do that. Now see, after 100, let's read from 100 to 200 now, children. 1 minute, Swati. So let's read from 100 to 200. How the numbers, how the lines assume their values. So from 100 to 200, again there are 9 lines. Between 100 and 200 there are 9 lines. See, this line has taken their value 100 and this one is 200. Now we are talking between them. See, we are trying to give a number. Why is she talking only about the in-between lines? Why she's not talking from to? Because from 200, this is already 200, we know, and this is 300, we know. So the lines between them, they don't have any number. We don't know what numbers they assume. That is why we are interested in the lines between. This line, see, this is 0. That first centimeter is 100. The next centimeter is 200. The next centimeter is 300. Now, between 200 and this is 300, this is 200. Between them, there are 9 lines. How do you read those 9 lines? That is what is our concern. How do we read those 9 lines? So now, children, we are in the tables of 10 children. So now this is 200. So this is like 10 20s are 200. 200. This is 200. Now after 200 will be 210, 220. See, tables of 10. So after 200, how will you continue with the tables of 10? After 200, we are using the tables of 10. After 200, how will you continue with the tables of 10? 200, 210, 220. See, there are 4 lines, no? So 200, 210, 220, 230, 240. That main line is 250. That middle line is 250. Then 260, 270, 280, 290, and then that line 300. Now, I'll be asking you some questions. I want your answer like this. Now, I'll tell you something. Now, if the question is which line represents 250, supposing my question is which line represents 250? You must say the line in between 200 and 300, or the fifth line between 200 and 300, that fifth line. Because we know there are 9 divisions, right? So we will say the first line, the second line, the third line. See, even if we are talking between 200 and 300, we'll use 9. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. So if the question is which line represents 250, you must say the fifth line between 200 and 300. Between 200 and 300, that fifth line is 250. If I ask which is 290, you must say the ninth line. See, because it's 9, no? Below 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That ninth line will be 290. Which line is 240? The fourth line will be 240. All right. So now tell me, where will you locate 550? 550. It'll be between which two numbers? 550.
Ma'am, between 500 and 600.
It'll be between 500 and 600. Yeah, which line? Which line?
Ma'am, the middlemost line or the fifth line, ma'am?
Yeah. So how do we read, children, from here to here? How do we read? 500, read. All of you read 500. Next line.
500. 510, ma'am. 510. 520. 530. 540. 550. 560. 570. 580. 590 and 600, ma'am.
600. Okay. Where will we mark 170? 170.
Ma'am, between 100 and 200.
Between 100 and 200. Which is the middlemost
Seventh
line
number.
between 100 and 200? What is it called? The middlemost line?
Ma'am, 150, ma'am.
150. So where will you locate 170? Above 150 will
Ma'am,
be 160.
seventh line.
Yeah, the seventh line. So it will be 150, 160, 170. Just above 150 is 160. Above that is 170. So when I support this explanation with my graph, I should have done it by today. I'm actually feeling bad. Yeah, I'm just occupied with the work for the other classes also. That's why the delay. Otherwise, I don't like to give excuses. I was just occupied with preparing the test papers and all that for the other classes. So now this explanation plus the graph which I'll be sharing with you together should make this clear. Now let's understand. Let's quickly understand how to read the lines. When we take the scale as 50, 1 centimeter is equal to 50 marks or 50 units. Always 1 centimeter is equal to, because it is a centimeter graph, 1 centimeter is equal to, you can take 50 also, 50 students or 50 marks. Here it is marks or 50 marks. 1 centimeter is equal to 50 marks. So children, this is going to be, this is 0, this is going to be 50, this is going to be 100, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300 and so on till 550, because we have 540 as the maximum value. So till 550, correct? After 0 will be 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, so on till 550. Correct, children?
Correct, ma'am.
Okay, now what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand what values to assign for the subdivisions, the nine subdivisions. Between any, see now, if you take between 150 and 200, there are 9 lines. If you look between 150 and 200, if you look closely between 150 and 200, there'll be 9 lines. You know which is 150, you know which is 200. But between 150 and 200, no, there are 9 lines. What number to give to them? What number to assign to each of them? That is what we are trying to understand. Because if it is exactly 100, you know where it is. If it's 250, you know where it is. If it is 550, you know where it is. But if it is 540, which is 540, that is what we are trying to do. So between two consecutive numbers, so like between 200 and 250, between 200, 250, between 200 and 250, there are 9 lines. What numbers will these 9 lines assume is what we are trying to understand. So now let's just take from, now this is 50, this is 50. Okay, let me start from here. This is 0, this is 50 children. This is not 100, this is 0, this is 50. So how many, so now what is the scale, children? 1 centimeter is equal to, since it's time, I don't know. Can I take 5 minutes? Can I take 5 minutes,
Yes,
children?
ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Others, I don't know if it's getting late for your school classes. 5 minutes, children. I just want to finish this. So this is 0. This is 0. This is 50. This is 50. Now, so we are using scale 1 centimeter is equal to 50 units or 50 marks. So now what should you divide 50 by? 50 by
10,
always
ma'am.
by 10. Divide always by 10. 50 by 10. Whatever scale you're choosing, always divide by 10. Whatever scale you choose, now this scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 50 marks. Always divide by 10, 50 by 10. Because you have marked in 50s. You have marked 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. You have marked in 50s. So 50 by 10 is 5. Is 5. 50 by 10 is 5. So now we are going to use 5 tables. Earlier we used 10 tables. Now we are going to use 5 tables. Because 50 by 10 is 5. Now let's start from here. Let's start from here. This is 0. What is the next line, children, after 0?
5, ma'am.
5. The next one?
10.
The next one?
15, ma'am.
The next one?
20,
20.
25,
So the four
30,
divisions.
30.
So the four divisions are 5, 10, 15, 20. The middle one? The middle one?
25, ma'am.
25. Then after the middle one, there are 4 lines. After the middle one, there are 4 subdivisions. So 30, 35, 40, 45. Then that main marking 50, you can see 50. So you can see you have spaced equally. 0. The 4 lines are after 0, it will be 5, 10, 15, 20. Then that main line 25. After that main line, you have 4 subdivisions. 30, 35, 40, 45. Then that marking 50. So now supposing you have to read between 450 and 500. Supposing you'll have to read between 450 and 500. There are 9 lines. So 450. After 450, the next line is 455. After that, it's 460. After that, 465. Then 470. That middlemost line is 475. Then after that, we have 4 more lines. 480, 485, 490, 495. Then we get that main line, 500. So you should take care, children, when you're marking. Now, supposing you're marking 540. When you're marking 540, you should be careful which line indicates 540. Your bar graph should be that tall. Don't put 540. See, that's what you can go wrong. When you take the scale as 50, you can go wrong. Read the value, read the lines carefully. 540. 540 will be that between 500 and 550. It will be between 500 and 550. Let's read the numbers. Tell me the 9 subdivisions between 500 and 550. How will you read the 9 subdivisions between 500 and 550? How will we read the 9 subdivisions between 500 and 550? Between 500 and 550, there'll be 9 lines. You have marked 500, you have marked 550. Between them, there are 9 lines.
Ma'am, like 505, 505, 510, 515, 520, 525, 530, 535, 540, 545, and 550, 555, ma'am.
No, 550. That's it. 550. Between 500 and 550. 500 and 550, it will be 505. We'll talk about the first 4 lines. 505, 510, 515, 520. Then that main line, 525. See, children, you can divide it like this. After that 500, there'll be 4 lines, then that middle line. Then after that middle line, 4 more lines. That's how we have 9 lines. 500, 500. Then we have 4 lines. 4 lines you will have. And then the middle line. Then again 4 lines. So after 500, it will be 505, 510, 515, 520. The 4 lines. Then that middle line is 525. Then 530, 535, 540, 545. Then that main line you will have 550, 550. So 540, you should know where 540 comes. So that will be the height of the rectangle, which is marked against 540. So you should take the height carefully. That's what I'm trying to say. You must take the height carefully. All right, children. I think without the graph, I tried my best to explain. I hope that is clear. Once I prepare the graph and share it with you, have a look at it closely. And just in case you have any questions, you still don't understand how to bring the height of the rectangle, do ask me in the next class. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
One of you, if possible, just stay back. No, which is that answer which we have to discuss? You said mean, median, mode, right?
Ma'am, we have already discussed that, ma'am. You have showed the answer.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, children.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yes, Matthew.
Ma'am, did we discuss all question papers, ma'am?
Did we discuss all questions in?
Ma'am, you gave test now, ma'am. Online test.
Correct. I'll give the answers also there. I've not uploaded the answers. I'll also upload the answers in that.
Yes, ma'am. From before itself, I can't get solutions, ma'am. There's no solution.
Oh, let me see that. Okay, fine. You're not able to see the solutions, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
From the beginning, huh?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Only for this test.
Yeah, no. For this test, I've not uploaded still. Okay. For this test, I've not uploaded. Yes, Matthew, fine. So next class, we'll take up the answers to this test. Matthew, as soon as I begin the class, remind me that we have to discuss the answers to the test, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Please remind me, yeah. Okay. Fine, we'll do that. Yeah. Thank you, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you. Thank you, children. Thank you, children.